All right, everyone, welcome here today. I am at Organics OKC, and I'm here with Janine Bradley, and she's going to walk us through just the basics on hydroponics. And, well, Janine, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Yes, yes. And you were just telling me the difference between hydroponics and aquaponics. Can you just tell me about that and tell everybody just like really briefly?
Well, the difference between organics, hydroponics, and aquaponics, they're very similar for hydroponics and aquaponics and hydroponics. Using fish in your reservoir instead of a chemical fertilization solution as your plant food.
Yeah.
So basically the fish feces is broke down by the water, and then it's feeding the root system of the plants, and it's making a symbiotic system that is constantly evolving, and then eventually you can eat your plant as well as eat your fish as well.
That is freaking amazing. Okay, so we'll touch on that more later, but today we're going to go really deep into, well, the basics of hydroponics. And first off, what is hydroponics? Like, when people think of farming, right, we think of putting a plant in the soil, outside, that kind of a thing, but there's another way to do it, and
it's a soilless medium. Like this here is a coconut core, so we're recycling products instead of making our landfills bigger, lessen our footprint. And we recycle these different products, and you use systems like this, where you have a reservoir that holds a certain amount of water and food nutrients that feed plants in a soilless medium. It's all plugged into a timer where they're fed from the bottom of the root system with the timing system. And then you can harvest and rotate different plants. And there's different fertilizers for different plants and what stages your plants are in.
Amazing, amazing. So no soil needed for this. And as you can see, we're indoors. So this is like literally having your farm indoors. And what you were telling me a little bit about the difference between growing, like having an organic farm versus having a hydroponic farm, and like what are some of the benefits of doing hydroponics?
The benefits of hydroponics is that you have a shorter life cycle of your plant, so you're eating it sooner.
Wow.
The essential oil and vitamins that are in it are increased by the water feeding it. And the essential oils and the aromatherapy, your plant yields larger and it grows faster, so that way you can eat it. You can control your environment and indoors. You will need a grow light, a small one, nothing expensive or fancy, for your basic culinary herbs. If you have a nice greenhouse and you want to grow tomatoes and peppers or go into a commercial grade gardening, then you will need a more professional grow light, which we will talk about in just a few.
Okay. So can we take a look at, like, these are some examples right here of hydroponics.
So this right here is called a cloning machine. Basically, the type of hydroponics that this is called aeroponics. So there is little spray heads down here with water in the solution, and the solution is rooting hormone. And you take a cutting off of what you call your mother plant, and you put it in here, and in just a few days, depending on the plant, you will have a new root system. So you just skipped the seeding of an organic plant.
That is pretty amazing. And so in here is just water and like
hormone
solution, and no soil needed at all.
And it's just the aeration, constantly agitating the plant, is what inhibits the root to grow. Once this gets a root ball, let's say the size of a golf ball, you can take it out of this little thing right here. You can go into a soil, topsoil if you'd like, or an organic soil, or you can go into hydroponic medium, either way.
And so this is cool. This did not have to be seeded. It didn't have to start from a seed. It just started from like a stem or a part of the plant.
Yep. So you can see here we have some tomato plants that we just pruned off today off of our mother plant. And then a lot of these are just house ivies, and they're really good for taking all the toxins out of the air. So everybody should have an ivy for every room in their household.
That's pretty neat. And so this just has like a light source.
This is a T5 lighting system. This is a very economical lighting system that uses very little energy. And it gives you the wattage and the coverage that the plants need here for this system here.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
And then what we have here, this is called ebb and flow, where your nutrient solution is in the bottom. It's into a timer. The timer will make it come on, flood from the bottom. And then the roots will go down towards the water, and then you'll see them starting to come out of your pots and containers like this. And that is an ebb and flow system.
Very cool. And again, there's no soil in there. It's just...
Hydroton clay pellet is your soilless medium. So these are a certain type of clay that's baked, where it's kind of hollow on the inside, and it absorbs water and nutrient lines, and it lets it release slowly when the water is not being provided. So that way that there's an equal amount of air as well as water to your hydroponic nutrients.
Very cool.
This is our #1 seller right here.
This whole setup?
Yeah, the light is sold separately from the kit. This is called a Mega Garden.
Okay.
It runs around $179. Mm-hmm. It comes with everything but the light and the seed. So you get the pH, the nutrients, the rocks, the containers, the timers. And then this little floral wing, once again, is a compact fluorescent light. These retail for around $79, complete with the light bulb. And they're cool to the touch, so that you have no heat source. Okay. And they only run about $5 to $10 a month, depending on how many hours. So as much food that you can grow in here, so worth the investment of the light.
Like, what would you grow? Like, what's here right now?
This is culinary herbs. These are different types of basils. We have the Genovese Italian basil. And back here is your Greek basil. Back here, it's a dwarf style. I use this as my pesto. And then we have a lemon balm in the middle as some pest control. So that way we're not using any kind of pesticides. It's an organic pest control. Aphids and different bugs don't like lemon and mints.
So by growing that within the mix, it just naturally
works out. Yeah, symbiotic atmosphere.
Cool. So if somebody were growing this outside, how long would it take versus doing it with this setup?
Well, you have to start from seed. Okay. So that's 6 to 12 days germination. Mm-hmm. To get it to this size, you're talking 2 to 3 weeks outdoors. Okay. To get to something in this size outdoors, depending on the climate and the plant and the health of the plant, you're talking anywhere from a month or 2.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And these are less than 9 weeks.
So, oh, go ahead.
Well, I'll show you my large tomato plants on the other side of the store in a minute, and that's 9 weeks with seed.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Okay, so just to kind of show you what we were just talking about. So if you're first starting off, you'd come in and you get one of these.
72 seed cell count is for propagation.
Okay, propagation. And this is called what again?
It's a seed holder.
Seed holder.
It makes 72 plants at one time.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I would get this, and then I would get a...
soilless medium for hydroponics. This is rock wool, which is a recycled spun rock, kind of like a cotton candy machine. Oh. And then it's impressed. And you just put your seed in here. Once this is moistened, you'll go into here with the humidity dome on top of that as well. Okay. And then the product that we were looking at a minute ago, which was the coconut core, is a root riot. And you can see it comes in a bag that's pretty moist, and you just stick a seed in there, and within 2 weeks you're going to have roots growing as well. So you can use either one of these mediums or an organic soil as well, as you're starting for propagation of any type of plant.
So I would take either this or this, put a seed in it, and then put them down in here.
Correct.
And the way I moisten them is with the tray underneath, or you moisten that first?
I do the tray underneath and the water from the bottom. Some people do like top watering. It just depends on the person. Everybody's atmosphere is different.
Okay, so either one will work. So tell me what we have. What are we looking at here?
This is a flood and drain table, a larger scale hydroponic unit. The reservoir's underneath it. It's on a timer. Feeds from the root system up. These are all vegetative stink plants, such as superfoods is pak choi.
Wow.
We have some Swiss chard, rainbow colors.
How pretty is all of this?
There's all kinds of different basils, parsleys, celery right there.
It smells so good.
It's a dill plant that's only about probably, I'd say about 30 days old from seed. Wow. You can see how well it's healthy and how fast it grows.
my gosh.
And then these plants back here are actually medicinal plants that we grow. They're ancient Chinese medicine that are remedies. This is called a Gynera. 2 tomato plants
Wow.
intertwined on one hydroponic flood table. This variety is called Mountain Princess. They get in about 3 inches of diameter. They're more of an acidic or tart tomato than a sweet tomato.
And how long did this take?
This is 9 weeks from seed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which it would normally take, just on average, just for
3-4 months to
Wow.
do something this big outdoors.
This is amazing. Look at that. Very cool. All of this is indoors, guys. Pretty simple, right?